Brandon, thank you so much for making the time to meet today. We're very excited about the upcoming opportunity that you've created for more than 400 unemployed members of our youth who can look forward to entering an internship here at Webhelp.
That's an absolute pleasure to welcome you to Webhelp in Cape Town. We're very excited about what we've done up until now, and keen to discuss today what we're about to embark on.
It was exciting and very exciting actually to come to hear that South Africa had become the primary or foremost outsourcing destination from an international perspective. We were trailing behind the Philippines last year, and before that with India leading the charge. And it's amazing to see so many job opportunities becoming available right here in the Western Cape, and specifically so here in Cape Town.
Yeah, it is, and with great pride. I mean, I'm lucky enough to manage both South Africa and India, to see those countries listed as protagonists globally in most preferred destinations. And it's no surprise. I think if you look at the stability of South Africa's value proposition, they've been up there tie second over the last few years, and I think it's no surprise that the consistency with which South Africa has performed in the global league table, the greater and deeper reference points we have for new source markets, including North America and Australia in more recent years, to add to the portfolio from a UK perspective. It's no surprise that as we deepen and strengthen the value that we can evidence from South Africa, that there's been an elevation in how the globe perceives us in adding value to the sector. And it's great to see the consistency from India as well, because, you know, as a combination of South Africa and India, certainly from Webhelp's perspective, there's a huge amount of economic and customer experience value to be derived from that partnership. But yes, proudly South African as I am, to see them rise to number one is a source of great pride for us. And now the trick is how do we continue the momentum in that league table, because everybody's watching us now, and we need to stay there.
In looking at the next 400 plus strong internship you're going to launch,
yeah,
I must say it takes courage to take on such a big number. You certainly have the facilities, the procedures, processes and infrastructure in place to accommodate them. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so we've look, that represents 10% of our workforce, but we're no stranger to introducing people to our workforce from non-traditional sources, including impact sourcing. We've got a very proud heritage and track record of impact sourcing, and that means not just accessing people from the obvious and typical job market of do you have contact center experience. We actually actively seek people who need to be brought on a work readiness bridge and introduced to the sector, and understand the behavioral and psychological implementations or impact of working within the sector. So I'm glad you feel that it's courageous, but we've got a great track record. Before now we've brought on 700 people from an impact sourcing source just to service a very important retail peak, and they perform well. With our partnership with BPO Skills Academy, we recently brought over 600 people, also through a period of peak in 2020, and they perform well, and of those 600 we brought on, 400 remain employees of Webhelp today. So for me this is not courageous, but for me this is repeating a model of success. We've seen it work before. You're right, we've got the infrastructure, but most importantly we've got the belief in the model that introduces internships and people who are on a prescribed path of learning, who maybe ordinarily wouldn't find a job straight away in a contact center. And we've seen the enthusiasm, we've seen the value that they add, we've seen just how much a role with Webhelp means to them, and we actually find great success, and maybe sometimes better success than we would through traditional employment channels. So this is encouraged, this is really success breeding success, and we're very excited to be able to add value to young people and give them a really holistic employment path. You know, it's not just about coming in, learning the technical knowledge and understanding from a client perspective. It's learning how to work within the sector, learning how to work as a team, learning the emotional intelligence and emotional impact that you will encounter being moaned at by somebody in the UK who hasn't got their shoes. It's really immersing them in what it means to work in this sector. So we're very excited and pleased to be a part of it, because it's accessing a portion of our excluded, highly unemployed youth and introduce them into a career.